Hi there, family. It is such a privilege and an honor to be sharing some feedback from our northern cluster. Yes, up north in South Africa. And we're starting way north in Tzwane, where the team is doing such a stellar job. The focus has been on the youth, and especially in the last 2 years, they've ministered to the youth in such a way that they had their first youth victory weekend. And here's the great thing. Youth was teaching other youth, and we're ministering to one another in this victory weekend. That was absolutely amazing. Another testimony from our Elarduspark church. They also had a victory weekend during the year of 2025 at some point, where they were also empowered and helped and supported by a team coming from Tshwane, where they ministered. And here's an amazing testimony. There's an auntie that attended the victory weekend in Elarduspark, and she is a widow that was still carrying a lot of bitterness in her heart because of her husband being killed in a farm murder many years ago. And she was carrying that in her heart. And she had especially bitterness against black men. Now here comes this ministry team that helped also from Tshwane. And there's a Congolese black man, part of the ministry team. At some point, he stands up and says he prophetically senses there's somebody attending the victory weekend that is struggling with bitterness, specifically about something that happened in the past. She came out a little bit later, spoke to him. He prayed with her. Can you imagine this white Afrikaner Tannie with this black Congolese man, and God bringing reconciliation, bringing restoration. She's free from her bitterness. She's walking with Christ in a new freedom. What an incredible testimony. We also celebrate the adoption of our Lephalale church under the beautiful leadership of Johan and Almay Young. And we want to honor the work that they're doing there, how they're reaching out, making disciples. And we're excited to see what God is doing in the town and the area of Lephalale. The same with Tabazimbi, the team there and the outreach that's happening there, really growing, as you can see on this picture. And we've seen God doing amazing things there as well. And we're just thankful for the presence, connect groups, discipleship happening in the town of Tabazimbi. Then in Tshwane, our city where we have a couple of congregations but one citywide church, we've seen over 160 baptisms that happened in the year of 2025. And we thank God for every salvation, for every baptism, every disciple being made. We've also seen answered prayer, and the congregation, one of our congregations, Elarduspark congregation, have been struggling with a venue for a couple of years. And God opened up an incredible door for us at one of the high schools in our area. And we've seen not just what has happened in the congregation and growth that's taken place there, but also now we have a venue where we can host our citywide events, as for instance our Reach Evening, our missions night in October 2025, where we saw young adults come in. Of course, we also had a morning service with families, and the place was packed, and we're seeing what God is doing across the city of Tshwane, and we're thankful for that. Lastly, we look at the town of Mbombela, and this testimony will blow you away. It's a testimony also of a victory weekend, of a salvation of somebody who grew up in church but didn't know if she was certain that she was saved. Please watch the short testimony video.
On the Friday night, Linda asked the question, if you die now, how sure are you that you're going to heaven? And in that moment, my answer was 80%. And I wasn't quite sure what that 20% is. And it's something that I was wrestling with. All those things that I'd heard 100 times before actually changed my life and finally made sense. And it was like, poof, like a realization that these things are true. And by the end of the growth weekend, I can honestly say that that 20% was gone.
Wow, how amazing is it to see God transform people's lives. In the Northern Cluster, we're in it. We're ready for the 2029 mission and part of the 2040 vision. And we're so thankful to be playing our part with this beautiful Southern Africa cluster. We love you guys. All the greetings from the Northern Cluster.